Hi guys, this is Chris. It is April 4th in the wee hours of the morning, and as usual I'm awake, so I thought I'd do my video for the month. So yeah, I'm going to count these as 3 finishes even though they're not. This is the Joyful World sale, and I'll put a link below from the Snowflower Diaries. It is a free stitch along, and you can join in through either the website or the Facebook group, or both. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. The last time you saw this, I had started January, I think, and I was late. I didn't have any fabric big enough, so I had to order some fabric from Steph. This is on 32 count Toasted Almond Belfast from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's really nice to stitch on. But this is the January block, so I finished that. And I'm counting it as 3 finishes because even though I'm putting it into one piece, a lot of people are just finishing them separately. So I'm counting them as 3. This is February. I did a couple changes on this. I didn't make these even Steven. I just didn't like them being completely in sync, kind of. Didn't look right to me, so I lowered this side a little tiny bit. And I have an error over here that we're not going to tell anybody about, but I plan to go back and fix at some point. And then I just finished March on Friday, which was April 1st. The only thing I did differently in March, the butterfly was supposed to be yellow, and I changed that to purple. Purple butterflies have a special meaning to me. Several years ago, my best friend's little boy had cancer. And he passed away when he was 3.5. And 2 of his 3 favorite things, the first one being Thomas the Tank Engine, and yes, so no Thomas the Tank Engine in this. The second thing that was his favorite thing in the world was the color purple, and the third were butterflies. So purple butterflies have a very special meaning to me, obviously because of Will. So that's March. I'm not sure what I want to do with April yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep going over this way or if I'm going to go down. So I have to think about that a little bit. But I consider myself caught up since I'm going to stitch these in the months that they come out because I'm not displaying them. Sorry, my needle minders are sticking together. Speaking of needle minders, this is a Shamrock needle minder from Gina, and I think these were antique scissors. I have so many needle minders, but just can't seem to stop. So that's that. And then we'll go on to whip. So those are my finishes, where that is my finish. I'll really want to look at it. So this is Red Riding Hood by, flipped it over. Tell me I lost the back. I'll find it. Anyway, that's a Gina needle minder as well. So this is Red Riding Hood, and as you know, I think last time I was up right about here with the black, so I just continued that all the way down, and the black is done on this side. So what I will do when I start working on this again is I will just start up here and go down. And what's really weird I found is that the sides don't meet up evenly. There's another thing with evenness. Now on this, to me it seems like they should be, but it actually ends a row higher. So I may change that. I don't know. I haven't worked on this for about a month. I love it, but I was getting weary of all of that black. That is from the Primitive Hare, and it is on 30 count Old Salem linen from the Primitive Hare. And then the next one, I didn't realize like how awesome this thing is. I'm just going to shift this around a little bit, guys. Bear with me. Sorry if I'm making you seasick. This is my chatelaine. It's Hortus Viridarium. The last time you saw this, it isn't even able to really be comprehended because it's all covered up with specialty stitches. I have a picture, I think, of where I was last time. I'm going to go ahead and insert that here. Okay, and I'm back. So I'm going to hold this up a little bit. I am insanely proud of myself for this. Not that I think the stitching is beautiful or that it's perfect or anything, because it really isn't, but it's just the fact that I was able to follow the instructions, which terrified me, and I don't think that's going to focus very well. But there are all kinds of specialty stitches in here. This is a Jessica stitch, and then these are Algerian eyelets. These are Rhodes stitches. And then these are, I think they called them Dents. I don't think my iPad's going to focus on it. Dents Jessica stitches, maybe? They were a bugger. I think it took me an hour to do one, and then once I got because I kept trying to do it like this one, but it was different. So yeah, so that was a problem. But yeah, it's, God, I love this so much. I was going to go ahead and start right on part 2, and I read the instructions and I got scared again, so I didn't. And this is another Gina's Unique Boutique Needle Minder, and this is on 32 count, I think, or 20, I can't remember. It's either 32 or 28 antique white linen, and this is just what came with the kit from European Cross Stitch. And then, and I worked on these mainly, except for Red Riding Hood, which I stopped working on in March, because they all have green in them, and they were for the It's Not Easy Being Green Stitch Along and Stitch Mania. So I picked up Tree of Hope again. So here's Tree of Hope. So cute. I love this so much. I was just looking at Baby Groot. Baby Groot is just adorable. So, the last time you saw this, I had, the tree done. I extended some more of the branches. I think I had this color done. I was working with this dark green and then just filling in the leaves. This is a really fun stitch too. This is on 28 count Jobelan in Willow Wisp from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I'm thinking these are both from Gina, or they might be from Nifty Needle Nannies. Not sure. Forgive me if I'm wrong. One or the other. Actually, I think they're Nifty Needle Nannies now that I think about it. I don't know. I'll have to look. But anyway, cute needle minders. I thought the tree was appropriate, and then Baby Groot, because Baby Groot. So if you like Guardians of the Galaxy and you're a geek like I am, then you will understand that Baby Groot reference. And I also, oh, and this Mirabilia was also part of the March for March for Mirabilia challenge in Cross Stitch Finish Line, and that was for oh god, that's terrible. See, this is why you shouldn't do videos in the middle of the night, Chris. Anyway, that was for Molly Peckham. How could I forget that? That was for her birthday, because March is her birthday month. And then I picked up my Heaven and Earth design. This was also for, there's like a year-long stitch along or something like that going on in Cross Stitch Finish Line. So I worked on my Restless tonight, and I am parking. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm not having as much trouble with this, and I do think it's because the colors are lighter and they're just so much prettier. But I was, I believe, yeah, I was right here on the first 2 columns. I'm just working 2 columns at a time, since the fabric is 20 by 20 squares instead of 10 by 10. This is 25 count Magic Guide even weave. So I finished these 2 blocks, and then I went up to the top and started working up in this block. I had meant to finish it, but I ran out of time. It was on Monday morning, and it was time to go to bed, so I had to stop. And I keep meaning to pick it back up some morning when I get home from work, and I keep not picking it up. So that is the end of my finishes and whips. So I'm going to do a little bit of haul next. If you don't like haul, bye. Now is the time to leave. Bye-bye. And I did pick up, I'm going to insert pictures here, 2 Heaven and Earth Design charts during the sale. One, everybody knows, it is the A Stitch in Time. I got the mini, and the other one is called Ex Machina, I believe. I got the mini for that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I will insert those pictures here. Okay, so that's what those look like. I keep planning to go kit up. I'm sorry, my bed is squeaky. Actually, it's not my bed, it's the headboard for some reason. I think it's because of the weather changing back and forth constantly. It was really beautiful for a few days. It was gorgeous. It was in the 70s, which I want a spring. I don't want it to get hot immediately. So it was a little bit too warm for me, but it's still beautiful. And then today there were 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and it was in the 40s. So things are going back and forth. I actually didn't stitch all weekend because my I have fibromyalgia, and I think the barometer flying back and forth has really thrown me for a loop. So my joints and my just muscles, especially in my wrists, I don't know why it hits me there worse than anything. I mean, I do have tendonitis as well in my wrists, but that's more so my left wrist, and this is really bothering my right wrist this month. Well, not this month, the last few days. On top of that, my allergies have been terrible. So I even woke up tonight, when I woke up, and spent an hour trying to be able to see, because it really affects my eyes. I don't know why. I think I need an allergist. I mean, I've even done research of the combination, my eye doctor and family doctor have settled on to try to get these eye allergies under control, and I'm on the best combination of medication and drops, allergy eye drops, and I still have so much trouble, so I'm thinking an allergist is in my future. And of course, in Lancaster County, we have one allergist. I don't know if he's still by himself or if he has some partners, but by the time I actually get in to see him, allergy season will probably be over. But anyway, I'm way off the track there. Sorry about that, you guys. So anyway, we'll go on to haul, and I have, this is from a 1-2-3 stitch order. I had to order a couple of threads for my Joyful World Sal. For the most part, I am using things from my stash, but a couple of the colors I just didn't have anything close to, so I had to order a few. You'll see why that is really ridiculous in just a little bit. But anyway, so I ordered a couple of colors, and you can't just order a couple of colors. And I'm thinking this was on sale, which is why I got it. But I have the Halloween fairy, as you guys know if you've watched my videos, and I just adore her. So I picked up the Christmas elf kit. And it's adorable, and it comes with all the comes with the linen. I will swap that out more than likely, and it comes with all the Classic Colorworks and beads, which, I don't know. I have about a 50-50 shot with Classic Colorworks, and other people have those issues as well, so I know it's not just me. The lady at my local needlework store and I were talking about the whole family thing going on with Classic Colorworks, and it's a dynasty that they have going on there, but because they're involved in certain things, they're getting more and more threads into these kits, so we're kind of stuck with them. But anyway, we'll make it work. So this is the Mirabilia Christmas Elf Fairy. Adorable. I hope to get them all, these little kits. They're about $50 on 1-2-3 Stitch when they're not on sale. So even if you go Stitching Bits and Bobs, which, let's face it, it's going to take forever and they're cheaper, their shipping and handling, you have to be careful. Their shipping and handling is so high that it often, even though it costs less, will come out as more than if you order it on 1-2-3 Stitch. And I like Stitching Bits and Bobs, but that's annoying to me. So that's that. And I was at my local needlework store picking up some threads, and you know, you can't just buy threads, even though when you see the amount of threads that I bought, I would have been fine just buying the threads. But this was from the Nashville market, and it was funny because Heather, the Springfield Stitcher, showed it. She bought it too, so I'm going to ask her, and anybody else who wants to join in, if you want to do a stitch along with this. I'm thinking, I know there has to be a patriotic stitch along going on in Stitch Mania. I mean, I know there is, or Cross Stitch It's Fun, or even in Cross Stitch Finish Line. So I'll get this worked in, but how, I'm going to pick it up because it's not showing up real well. I'm sorry for the glare. But how cute. And I didn't used to like things like this, and my tastes have just changed. I love it. And there's a mermaid, so how can you go wrong? But that is Plum Street Samplers, Summer in Nantucket. Adorable. I had to really, like, keep a rein on myself going through. She had, like, 2 big baskets that she had brought back of patterns from the market, and I was like, no, I want them all. And then this is why you're going to laugh. But I got my first Nora Corbett, Wherefore Art Thou chart. I had ordered some other things from Under the Sea Fabric, so Leslie went ahead and sent this and the bead, which I'm not quite sure where the bead is at the moment. I mean, I know it's in a bag, but it's not right here. And without showing you the pattern, I'm going to show you a little bit. If you haven't seen it, there is a Facebook group. All the parts are out now, so I don't feel bad showing you this, and I know some other people have been showing it as well, but oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? This is ridiculous. Okay, I could have just done it that way. This is ridiculously expensive. Like, ridiculously expensive. I am waiting to start it until I receive the other 2 charts, and then there's one thread that Leslie had to special order, a Nina's thread. So I'm going to wait to start until I get all the parts, and I want to see how much open space there is around her. I'm assuming this is Juliet. Before I actually pick a fabric, and I will go through my stash. I'm actually thinking my fabric of the month right here from Steph may be it. We'll see. This is Kaleidoscope, and you've seen it. I'm not going to torture you with it, but yeah. And then Leslie was putting together thread packs, but I went ahead and I went into my local needlework store, and I felt bad because the lady who I'm not sure if she owns or runs the place, she was helping. It took both of us, and it still took us about half an hour to put this all together. These are the threads. They are all Classic Colorworks, Weeks, and Gast. I don't think there's any DMCs in this. There is a DMC conversion if you don't want to go through all of this. Because of the way it's charted, I was afraid doing it in DMC it would lose something because there's no shading. They're counting on the variegation to do that for you. So yeah, this is... Sorry, I mean, and it was expensive. Retardedly expensive, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so there went my stitchy budget for a while. And, you know, I went ahead and I joined the Fabric of the Month Club for Under the Sea Fabrics as well as Steph's. So I don't even know why I say that, but I was pretty good. I didn't buy anything else. Oh, and then here's the Classic Colorworks that are in it. And there is a discontinued thread. It is Violet. It's Violet by Weeks. Yeah, it was Violet by Weeks Dye Works. We looked through some things while we were there, and we went ahead and decided that this looked like a good substitution. This is Purple Pansy from Classic Colorworks. Yay, Classic Colorworks. So, yeah. So there's that. And what else is going on, guys? Not really a whole lot. There is, I guess I'll talk for a little bit. Oh, and here's Rhiannon, or not Rhiannon, Kaleidoscope. Gorgeous. I think I would have liked this in linen better, and I have emailed stuff. Linen used to scare the bejesus out of me, so I was getting a Joblin, and I like Joblin. It's really soft. The weave is fairly tight, but it's easy to see the holes. They almost, I don't know if it's going to show up. You can almost see those checker, yeah, like right there. You see that? Like you can see that, or maybe not. Like see that checkerboard just breaks itself right down, so easy to see. So if you're not confident stitching over two, you know what? I really like Joblin. I think it's nice. Softer than Lugana. Nothing wrong with Lugana. I like Lugana as well. But anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, I'm switching this over to linen. Since linen doesn't scare me anymore, and I'm actually starting to like, which I didn't before, I'm actually starting to like that slubby stuff. So this month in Stitch Mania starts April Showers Bring May Flowers. So my plans for that, and I didn't put any patterns in because why would I do that? I am going to work on April for the Joyful World sale. I am going to work, and I'm actually going to start that as soon as I'm done with the video. I'm going to start Petals of Love by Bothy Threads, which I can link a picture of it, but if you haven't seen it, Emily Chadwick stitched it last year, or maybe it was 2014, and I just fell in love with it. I have no idea what I'll do with it. I have no little girls to give it to. I have no little girls in my life. My friends' kids are all too old for it. My youngest cousin, well, she's my second cousin. She's kind of a tomboy, so I don't think she would like it, but if nothing else I can think of, then I will shoot that over to Meredith when it's done. I'm going to start Petals of Love. I may work a little bit on my Tree of Hope because there's flowers in Tree of Hope, so that'll count. And possibly pulling out Persephone because Persephone Spring, there's flowers in her hair, there's flowers on her dress. So that will count as well. And the way the Stitch Mania styles work, if you're unfamiliar with them, they're very relaxed. They're very fun. They are, hey, April showers bring May flowers, so it needs to have flowers or rain or spring or April or even May, I would assume, because May is in there, you know, and you're good to go. So you can bend things to make them fit. I might pull out my umbrella chart from Alessandra Adelaide, but I'm kind of reluctant to start a lot of new things because May starts Stitch Mania, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it this year. Last year I didn't because I didn't think there's any way I could stitch every day, but now I've found a way almost every night to get at least a few stitches in at work. So I'm going to give Stitch Mania a try. And also there are two other at least one other chart that I'm going to be starting, and that will be next Saturday if I'm home. Well, I'm either going to start it on the train, although now taking a train is kind of scary. But next Saturday starts, this coming Saturday, it's not even a week away now, it's so awesome, starts the Outlander Sal and Stitch Mania Journey Through the Stones. I asked Katie if we could please have an Outlander stitch along, and she said yes, because she is awesome. So what I'm going to do for that is my Tiny Thistle. I can't say thistle. Anyway, I'm going to do my Tiny Thistle from Sweetheart Tree, I believe it's from. And then I have an Etsy pattern that I also bought. I'll link a picture of it at the end. It's called Dinah Fash. somebody actually had it made. It did say Sassenach, and it has like a garland around it. And someone had them substitute the Did Not Fast. She's doing the stitch along too, and I am sorry I don't remember your name. And I really liked the way it turned out. I think I'm going to sub in some hand-dyed floss from Jodrie's probably, just because I can, and that's what it's here for, to use. So I'm going to probably try to do that under Stitch Mania. The Journey Through the Stone Stitch Along is running all the way through the season, the airing of the season. And I don't think they're breaking it up. There's 13 episodes this year instead of 16, which hurts that there's only 13 episodes. But I think I read somewhere they're going to run them. I mean, they may break for a week or two, but they're going to run them straight through instead of having that big Droughtlander where we didn't, it went weeks and weeks and weeks from the beginning of the season to the end. They're not going to split it in two like that. And then on April 24th, there is they're doing these color stitch-alongs, which this month on the 24th it was Rhapsody in Blue, and actually what I stitched on was the blue in the water on March on my Joyful World Sal. So that was, where was that? And I didn't even post any pictures of it, but that night at work I sat and I stitched that blue, and the Rhapsody in Blue. And then this month it's Purple Passion, or Purple, I don't know, something purple. So I'm going to start, which I was planning to start in Mania anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start Glendon's Place Plum Pudding. And then one of these days, I'm going to have to buckle down and decide what I'm going to do for Mania. Obviously, I have more than enough stuff, so it won't be hard to figure something out. Oh, and then also this Saturday, my best friend and I are planning to head up to New York for I'm hoping they release the first episode of Outlander Friday so I can watch it early. But they are having a Tartan Day Parade. It's called a Tartan Day Parade, or the Tartan Day Parade, and the Grand Marshal is Sam Heughan from Outlander. So it's kind of stupid to go to New York. It's about a 3-hour train ride from here. And there was just an accident today, or yesterday rather, in Philadelphia where 2 people were killed and 35 people were injured, last thing I saw. I took that train all the time when I lived in Philadelphia. That was how I went back and forth to college, and I never had any problems, but now there's been some really bad accidents the last couple of years, so I don't know. I don't like to drive in New York. That's the only reason I don't drive up there. We could always drive into Jersey City, which is a whole other experience. Park the cars and take the path into New York. So that's a possibility too. The only thing with Amtrak is it is not real convenient getting home from New York. So it is nice to have a car because we can just hop in the car and drive home. So that's the plan for next Saturday. If we do take the train, then I have 3 hours on the way, both ways to stitch. So that's kind of nice. But I guess that is really everything for real this time. I hope everybody had a really nice Easter, if you celebrate Easter. I did. It was lovely, except for my allergies were really bad. But other than that, it was a great day. And I say a lot to Garrett. Nobody's complained about it yet, but I'm sure they will. There we go again. But I hope everybody is having a really great weekend. It's Monday, it's back to work day, so that kind of stinks, but I hope everybody gets through the day well, and happy stitching, everyone. Bye.